On September 12, 1944, Major Robert Cowboy Stott was flying his F6F Hellcat fighter over Peleliu Island at 8,000 feet, the automatic camera rolling. His order simple: photograph a northern airfield and return to the USS Hornet. Intelligence assuring the airfield had been abandoned, possibly damaged in previous bombings. But when Stott looked down, a cold chill ran through him. The airfield was filled with Japanese aircraft. The Mitsubishi G4M bombers lined up in perfect rows, dozens of planes wing to wing. Fuel drums stacked neatly, ground crew bussing around every plane. The airfield was far from abandoned. They were preparing for a massive airstrike. Stott quickly counted at least 40 planes, all fully fueled and armed, and he knew exactly what they were waiting for. 3 days from now, nearly 80,000 Marines would launch one of the largest amphibious assaults in the Pacific. The invasion fleet already on its way, and these 40 Japanese. Planes were ready to slaughter them before they even reached the shore. Stott's training was clear: spot the enemy, radio in the coordinates, and return to base. The command would decide how to respond. The reconnaissance pilot's job was to observe and report, not fight, especially when completely alone, facing the entire airfield's anti-aircraft positions. But Stott also knew the pace of military bureaucracy. If he returned now, handed in the photos, waited for command to organize an attack squadron, it would take hours, maybe a full day. The Japanese would have time to disperse the planes, hide them in shelters, or worse, they could take off and strike the invasion fleet. The Marines landing in 3 days couldn't wait. They needed those planes gone now, not tomorrow. Stott began climbing, studying the airfield layout. The Japanese had made a deadly mistake in their rush. Planes parked too close together, fuel drums exposed all around. A single precise strike could trigger a chain explosion, turning the airfield into hell. He checked his ammo. His 50 caliber Browning machine guns had a total of 2,400 rounds, about 12 seconds of continuous fire. Not enough to destroy 40 planes one by one, but enough to ignite a massive trigger point. Before we continue the story, I want to know where you're from. If you know about the Battle of Peleliu, have you heard of Cowboy Stott's raid? Leave a comment below. Stott was no reckless pilot at 28. He had flown 63 combat missions, survived close dogfights with 0 fighters, attacked fortified positions under heavy fire, and even landed on carriers in storms that grounded other pilots. He knew the difference between bravery and suicide, and now he was flirting with that line. If he chose to attack, every anti-aircraft gun on Peleliu would target him. He would be completely alone, no wingmen to suppress fire, no one covering his retreat. The Hellcat could take some damage, but one lucky shell in the engine or cockpit would send him crashing into the jungle. Survival was unlikely if he didn't attack. The 40 planes would take off in waves, striking the invasion fleet, strafing landing craft, bombing transports, turning the beach into a slaughterhouse. Stott had seen Marines take heavy casualties during air attacks on landings. He had flown close air support at Tarawa, watched Japanese planes inflict massive damage on the first wave of landing craft. He could only watch the crowded landing boats, unable to maneuver, picked off by bombers in less than 30 seconds. He made his decision: full throttle, Hellcat diving, altimeter dropping fast, heading toward the treetops. His plan simple: low-level penetration, hit the fuel drums first, and get out before the anti-aircraft gunners could lock on at 2,000 feet. He leveled out, throttled up, Hellcat accelerating near 400 miles per hour, engine roaring at maximum. He dove at just 50 feet above the ground, treetops blurring under the wings. The airfield appeared through gaps in the trees. Japanese ground crew looking up froze, some stunned, some scrambling, no one reaching the anti-aircraft guns in time. Stott aimed at row of planes on the north side. Squeeze the triggers, 6 guns firing simultaneously. The roar drowning the engine, tracers cutting across the tarmac, piercing the thin aluminum skin of Zeros. Planes trembling from the impact, fuel spraying out. Stott adjusted slightly, swept toward a cluster of fuel drums between 2 bombers. Bullets hit the drums, igniting them instantly. Aviation fuel exploding, fireball engulfing 2 planes. The blast larger than expected, flames shooting 50 feet high. As he pulled up, shockwaves shook the Hellcat, flames spreading wildly behind. The first burning zero ignited the adjacent planes, fire spreading rapidly, each explosion triggering the next. Within seconds, half the northern planes were engulfed. Japanese ground crew fleeing, abandoning any attempt to save the planes. Anti-aircraft gunners finally manned their stations. Stewart climbing, maneuvering to dodge incoming tracers. Feeling vibrations from hits, a 20mm shell pierced the tail. Warning lights flashing, engine still strong. He banked sharply, circling again, surveying the destruction below, far beyond his expectations. Nearly 20 planes burning, fire spreading like a river on the tarmac, smoke rising thousands of feet, visible for miles. But at the southern end, at least 20 planes intact. Stewart checked ammo, half gone, about 6 seconds of fire left. Anti-aircraft guns ready, aiming at his flight path, diving again nearly suicidal. He inverted and dove, tracers like angry wasps around him, twisting, never flying straight too long. Hellcat shaking, metal tearing somewhere on the airframe. Stewart adjusted angle, targeted southern bombers, using remaining ammo in a heavy sweep, shredding control surfaces, piercing fuel tanks, hitting a fuel truck, massive explosion flipping a bomber, second blast following, flames spreading to ammo crates, causing chain explosions, bomber munitions, detonating, tearing the fuselage from inside. Within seconds, southern planes burning, fire as fierce as the north. His guns finally silent, ammo exhausted, pulling up, Hellcat sluggish, damage controls making handling hard, more warning lights, smoke rising from the airframe, but the airfield below already held. Every plane, fuel drum, building engulfed, smoke pillars thousands of feet high, like giant tombstones marking the area. Stewart flying damaged Hellcat toward the sea. Difficult return, hydraulic failure, heavy, sluggish controls, oil pressure dropping. Uncertain if landing gear would deploy. At least the engine running. Journey back longer than the attack. Adrenaline fading. Realizing what he'd done. Disobeyed orders. Not just taking photos. He had attacked the entire airfield alone. Possibly facing a court-martial. Likely to be scolded by every level of command. But compared to watching 40 planes slaughter Marines, any punishment was nothing. USS Hornet on the horizon. Stewart radioed the tower, reporting plane damage, landing gear status uncertain, requesting priority landing, carrier adjusting into the wind, clearing deck, gear down successfully, one wheel not locked, approaching fast, caught second arresting wire, damaged Hellcat slammed, metal buckling, deck crew stunned by damage, tail torn, fuselage riddled with holes, paint blackened by explosion heat. Stewart climbing out of cockpit, facing officers. Aviation chief asking why he returned from reconnaissance with battle damage. Squadron leader asking why he broke radio silence. Intelligence officer asking what happened on Peleliu. Stewart's report simple. Airfield not abandoned, filled with planes ready to strike invasion fleet. He destroyed them all. 40 planes in 8 minutes. Officer silent. Intelligence asking numbers again. 1 pilot, 1 plane. Destroying 40 enemy aircraft. Almost impossible. Reconnaissance photos later confirmed his report. Next day, northern Peleliu airfield completely destroyed. No planes operational. Aerial photos showing wreckage of 40. Japanese planes across charred tarmac. Fuel depots cratered. Buildings rubble. Intelligence revising assessment of Japanese air strength. Next day, Marines landing with full air superiority. Japanese aerial threat eliminated by 1 disobedient pilot. Navy awarded Stewart the Navy Cross, second highest combat valor award. Citation praising extraordinary heroism and fighting spirit attacking superior enemy alone. His decision directly saving American lives. But Peleliu invasion still brutal. September 15th, Marines landing met some of the fiercest fighting in the Pacific. Japanese fortified coral ridges and caves, turning every position into a death trap. Battle lasting over 2 months. Nearly 2,000 American casualties. Without Stewart's strike, losses far higher. Those 40 Japanese planes would have attacked in the first vulnerable hours. Marines crowded in landing craft and transports. No cover, no mobility. Consequences of air attack severe. Military historians later estimated Stuart's solo raid may have saved 500 to 1,000 Marines on day one, his 8-minute battle accomplishing what an entire bomber squadron might, occurring just before Japanese could disperse planes. Post-war, Stuart returned to California, living quietly, rarely spoke of Palau, children knowing only he served in Pacific. Decades later, learning full details. Navy Cross kept in drawer, never displayed. Those who knew him said he disliked attention or praise. When asked about the raid, he'd calmly say, "I saw those planes had to be destroyed, so I destroyed them. Any pilot would. But not every pilot would. Most follow orders, report by radio, let command handle. Bureaucratic delay, giving the enemy time to disperse or launch. Stuart willing to disobey and trust his judgment. That was a key. Outside military aviation circles. Story nearly unknown until decades later. Historians rediscovered mission reports and photos. Researchers cross-referencing Navy cross citation, Japanese records, and aerial photos realizing full significance. One man, one plane, 40 enemy aircraft in 8 minutes, potentially saving thousands of lives, demonstrating tactical initiative value still studied. Stuart, unsure of decision, perfectly right, acted on observed threat, risking life. All evidence supported caution and following orders. But Stuart knew sometimes a man on scene sees clearer than commander miles away. He chose to trust his judgment, even against orders, embodying commander's intent principle. Navy did not order airfield attack, assigned protect invasion force. He understood mission intent, adjusted as needed. Navy awarded him Navy Cross rather than court-martial, formally recognizing choice. Understanding strict obedience can cause disaster. Stuart's disobedience actually higher compliance with mission intent. Modern fighter pilots study as attack and tactics training, not just for flying skill, but decision-making under pressure, military teaching. Strict orders sometimes mean missing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Attack also perfect target prioritization. Stuart didn't waste ammo destroying 40 planes individually. Identified fuel drums as key weak point, one bullet in. Right plays better than 1,000 in wrong. Low-level, high-speed approach from multiple angles, minimizing exposure to AA fire. Tactical maturity beyond aiming and shooting. Analyzed offenses, planned route, persisted despite damage. Knew when to stop. After ammo gone, didn't linger. Immediately withdrew. Task complete. Staying only risk. All decisions made in seconds under fire. Training and experience enabling instant correct choices. Robert Cowboy Stuart passed in 2005 at 89. Family later shared story. Historians racing to record details, mission reports, photos, Navy Cross confirming near dramatic fact. Ultimately, Stuart's Palau strike among Navy aviation's most successful solo attacks. In World War II, no other pilot destroyed so many enemy planes in one mission. His 8-minute fight preventing devastating airstrike on Palau invasion. Marines landing never knowing a pilot disobeyed orders to save them. Facing fortified Japanese, every inch a battlefield, at least during landing, no 40 planes strafing. Sometimes most heroic act a soldier can take is disobeying orders, not from cowardice or rebellion, but immediate need, rigid process impeding action. Stuart instinctively understood. When choosing between orders and doing what needed, he chose mission over order. His legacy in every tactical course teaching initiative over obedience, adaptability over rigidity, trust and on-scene judgment. Military learned from Stuart and others. Sometimes best action the one no one ordered. Next time, facing rules versus necessity. Think of Cowboy Stuart, circling airfield, knowing what to do, knowing cost wrong, yet acting because alternative worse. If this story moves you, take a moment to like this video. Help share more forgotten World War II stories. Subscribe to stay connected with untold history. Every story meaningful, worth remembering. We also want to hear from you. Comment below where you're from. Our community spans Texas to Tasmania, veterans to history buffs. You are part of it here.